Good day, students. Welcome to Art Appreciation. My name is Assistant Professor Louis Giray from Department of Liberal Arts. For this today's session, very important it is that I tell a story first. We've got this main guy, John. Well, John is like a brilliant electronics engineering student. Brilliant guy. He's interviewed for a role to improve an outdated kitchen appliance. And when he's asked, he proposed enhancing its motor efficiency. This is solid, but well, it's so. It's a conventional idea already. But there's another candidate, and he suggested something new, transforming the appliance into like a smart device with artificial intelligence connectivity. And this amazed the employer because it appealed to this tech-driven market. Our main guy, John, he wasn't hired, unfortunately. But the big question is, why? Well, short answer, he's not creative enough. Sure, he knows what he's doing, but I tell you, intelligence won't get you that far, most especially in this hyper-changing world. Therefore, the lesson is to capitalize on creativity. And that's what we're going to learn today. Our objectives are the following. One is to think about what creativity is, its traits, and we're going to dissect them. And then next is to ponder about its importance. How could it be improved and how it can be helpful in our daily activities? And lastly, relate on how it can be a tool for you to become better as a person and professional. We have now here the big word. Starts with C and ends with Y, that is creativity. The word creativity comes from the Latin creare, which means to make, to bring forth. It's producing something new, whether it's an idea, an innovation, or an art. And the interesting thing is the Latin creare is also the origin of the terms creation and creator. Well, this says something that creativity isn't just about thinking, it's about making something real, something tangible, something physical. We've got a guy here. This is no other than Mitchell Resnick, a director at MIT Media Lab. He has a beautiful quote, and let me read that for you. Success is based not only on what you know or how much you know, but on your ability to think and act creatively. Let's ponder about this for a moment. This is what happened in the story to John. He's good logically, he knows what he's doing, but on thinking and acting creatively, he failed. And you must not repeat that mistake because we need to see how we could make sure that we'll become creative in whatever we do, and so we conquer whatever mountain of circumstances or problems you need to face. More particularly, you guys are engineers. You guys need to be solving problems, and it entails creativity too. Hmm. Let me share to you a book, and this is titled Sparks of Genius: The 13 Thinking Tools of the World's Most Creative People, written by Robert and Michelle Ruth Bernstein. This explores the strategies that these creators have in the sciences and the arts. Well, the authors found some patterns among them on how they think, imagine, and create, and shares in this book 13 key thinking tools, which are universal, intuitive, sensual, and teachable. And we need to make them explicit, and so you know exactly how to become creative. First is knowledge. We will try to know them, and then second is, you know, coming from the heart. You need to imbibe it all throughout your body and serve and be confident as you and have this conviction as you undertake any creative endeavor. And lastly, you move physically into creative acts. Now, these 13 thinking tools are what the authors saw among the creators, both artists, scientists, and different creative individuals. The key thing here is, you know, they bridge intuition and logic. Um, so we've got here some examples: observing and imaging. Well, they help artists capture and reinterpret the world in their undertakings. But engineers use them as well. You know, when they visualize solutions before building anything. We've also got analogizing, and got this one above, you'll see recognizing patterns. They enable artists to create symbolic meaning. And for engineers, they help in terms of designing efficient structures by recognizing all these recurring patterns. So whether you're in the arts or in the sciences, these thinking tools are very important for your success in the field that you are situated, so that you can push the boundaries and make something impactful for the environment that you are situated. Now, I'll give you 3 reasons why people are motivated to being creative. We've got number one: people get to be easily bored, and hence they need to have something novel, varied, and complex. We need that. We need creativity, so we're not bored and we become excited and engaged. Next is this one. Uh, well, creativity is also about sharing and expressing ideas and values. more particularly on something that resonates with you. It should be personal and authentic. And lastly, we've got this one, very related to engineers like you. Well, engineering is known for problem solving, and you'll encounter a lot of that. It's, these problems are inexhaustible. But the thing is, creativity would help you. You must be smart. You must have creativity, and so that you can solve things up, and then you can better contribute to the world around you and to your sense of meaning. Again, I emphasize that creativity isn't just for artists. It's a very cogent tool, a tool for innovation and for growth. I've got you here some pictures which showcase resourcefulness. And wonderful it is because, if you're going to ponder about these pictures, they turn, these ordinary things into something extraordinary. Who would think of doing this? And those creative people, artists throughout history, have transformed scraps like twigs and leaves and stones, something unexpected, into masterpieces. And this is something wonderful because it pinpoints the fact that creativity really thrives even under constraints. It's, I tell you, it's not something like buying lucrative materials, very costly, ingredients for your output, or having some sort of endless resources. It's about making magic with what you have. That's true creativity. Let me share to you these example works from my previous students. I love it so much. This set of pictures tell me that students really are so creative. My student on the left used fried chicken and ketchup and to make arms, hands, and make a whole character out of food. Yeah, well, that's Ryu from Street Fighter. And then on the right, this student of mine had her nose powdered, of course, with simple baby powder, and she repurposed it into something new, like a face of a monkey. And with a little imagination, these random elements could make something creative. And this is, I love it. This is surprising, playful, and once again, creative. Oh, we've got some statistics here. This one comes from, again, Michelle Bernstein, 2013. She surveyed some career scientists and engineers and asked about the skills they must possess in the workplace, and so that they become successful in their endeavors. So you would see that all these things are related to creativity. What scientists and engineers have, and artists have something in common. This set of thinking tools So engineers are not just and not just how do I say this? Engineers should not be into logic and precision only. How can you ignore art? More particularly for those who dumb down art there, huh? Because they play these creative traits play very crucial role in your profession. I don't want you to become robotic, bland, and pedantic professionals who would just go to some technical matters. You need to infuse something human, something like imagination, originality, and creativity in general. Creativity is splendidly non-conventional, anti-conformist, boundless, and free. When you are creative, I tell you, you break the usual rules, and it's fine. You find new ways of doing things. You do not succumb yourself and be devoured by some people or figure of authority saying that this should be undertaken in these steps strictly. Creativity has no limits. Use your imagination, be boundless, stretch your capacities and what you could do beyond what we think is possible. Examples. Well, you know Banksy. If you're gonna search him, he's a street artist and he uses plain walls to make powerful artwork, powerful statements. He proves that art doesn't need gallery. And creativity isn't, you know, limited, and he puts that forward into a certain space. This reminds me as well of chocolates. Who loves chocolates there? I was eating a while ago Toblerone, but I needed to take few bites because my throat is kind of sensitive. I must not try to become greedy, and hence it will result to a disease. But going back, yes, chocolates, they could be used as art. Well, some teachers would say, no, never, don't believe them, because a lot did that already. Also with cakes, with flour, any any edible substance, and that's wonderful. Lastly, there are some people like Alejandro Duran who uses recycled materials. For him, his his uh, tool is a set of recycled plastic bottles. He uses these trash into art and then turn them as stunning installations. Wow, it's hitting two birds with one stone. It's being an environmental activist and at the same time an artist, a very creative one. Now we're going to talk about the 5 traits that define creativity. We've got here this ability to make connections across seemingly connected fields. What is this? It is association. Let me repeat that once again. Association. Is my mic working still? Yes. Great inventors and artists use association. They connect ideas. They do not believe that things should be fragmented and should be solely, subjects should be solely on one side and must not care on the other. In fact, Steve Jobs famously said, creativity is just connecting things. For example, the iPhone combined a phone and then an iPod and the internet, and all these streamed to one device. Yeah, that's association. Something no one had ever thought to merge before. Next is this: intently watching the world around without judgments in search of new insights or ways of operating. That is observation. The best creative minds are detectives. They constantly pick up details others miss. I could relate comedians here. They're very good in terms of creativity. For example, they turn everyday experiences into hilarious observations. Jerry Seinfeld built a whole career on this. Next, the ability to ask what if, why, and why not. This allows the artist to fly in the face of the status quo and focus on what really matters. What is this? Starts with Q, questioning. I love questions, and so should you. Because sometimes in life, it's not just about having answers, it's about asking the right questions. And that's what Elon Musk really imbibes. He didn't just accept that rockets were expensive. He asked, why can't we reuse them? Well, that question led to SpaceX, making really science fiction of making reusable rockets a reality. A willingness to try new experiences and explore unfamiliar worlds. What is this? That is experimentation. So you want to be creative, huh? Do not afraid to try, to fail, to make mistakes, and to try again. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb on first attempt. Listen, he tested thousands of materials until he found one that worked. Ladies and gentlemen, creativity is messy, but breakthroughs come from the mess. The last but not the least, very important, working to connect with people from whom you can learn and grow. That is collaboration. Every lone geniuses need a team. Hey Jude, don't take it bad. Take a sad song, then make it better. That's from the Beatles. They weren't just, you know, four talented musicians. They bounce ideas off to each other so that they can create legendary songs. Until now, we love them. Great ideas grow when people share. So don't be so selfish. You get to share them with others and build on each other's thoughts, refine them, expand them. So you'll see that idea will reach greater heights. Now, we've got your assignment, Reimagining Art, the Creative Recreation Challenge. I love this so much. So listen properly for the steps. One is for you to select a visual artwork, a painting, photograph, poster, or sculpture as examples, okay, that inspires you. I hope that's a classic one in history, because in the next sessions, we're going to tackle art history. Then use creativity, the things that you learned here. Recreate the artwork, use the materials you have available, and capture a photo. Next is submit two images and should be in one piece. The original artwork on the left and your recreation on the right. Lastly, have the name of the artwork, year made, artist, put your name and section. So here are some examples. This is portrait of a lady, 1460, and wonderful. You use your um, towel, and you could have that. That's creative, I can say. And this one as well, girl with the pearl earring. I could see the essence in the in the recreation. Even without looking on the picture on the left, I could guess what painting that one is. And this one as well, okay, American Gothic. Your work will be assessed through the following: creativity, essence of the original, and presentation. Now, I want you as well to be more creative through engaging with some activities so that you can stimulate your creativity. We've got observation and mindfulness. It's like what we mentioned. Uh, be silent, be still, look at the world, not scroll on social media. Have a journal with you. Next, free writing and sketching, maybe dedicating some 15 minutes daily without any specific goal, and it's fine. Be comfortable at that. Let your thoughts and ideas flow. Next is play with analogies. Take two things unrelated. And what do you do with that? You find connections. For example, a tree to a computer. That's your task. What's this? Experiment with new hobbies. Yes, just be comfortable with what you have been used to. Learn a new skill. Oh, cooking, painting. Expand your creative toolkit. Next, I could remember Marvel here. Ask what if questions. Brainstorm some hypothetical situations. What if humans could communicate with animals? Well, what would happen? What if gravity worked in reverse out? And this one, collaborative brainstorming. Work with other people and do not just be used to doing things alone. After all, no one is an island. Lastly, use creative constraints. This is a challenge. You need to set, for example, limits or constraints to yourself. How do we concretize this? Okay, make a story, but the twist is have only 20 words. And this will really make your creative thinking pop up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Albert Einstein. I will leave you with Albert Einstein's words. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Yes, even the brightest mind in history knew that creativity isn't just for artists, it's essential for anybody. Solving problems and making breakthroughs. If a genius like Einstein could see the fun in creativity, then so can you. Good luck, guys. Be legendary. And last words, embrace your inner genius and see where your creativity takes you.